cake you'll ever make. It's super moist and so delicious, and you only need 3 ingredients. I'm also going to show you how to make an amazing cream cheese frosting that brings this cake together. So don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not already, and let's get going. Our first and main ingredient is Oreos, and I'm going to start by separating the biscuit and the cream. Putting the cream into a bowl and the biscuit into our food processor, as we're going to crush these up in a minute. Don't eat the cream, as we are going to be using this later. I'm just separating them so we get a finer crumb, so we get a nicer texture for our cake. We didn't need that one. So that's all the biscuits that will fit inside my mini food processor. So I'm going to blitz them up and then we'll do the rest. Perfect, so there should be no large lumps left. Grab a large mixing bowl and you're gonna add in your Oreo crumbs. You're also gonna add in milk. I'm using whole milk here, but any milk will work. I'm also gonna add in some baking powder. I was just checking it was baking powder. My bicarbonate of soda looks exactly the same. Grab a hand whisk and you're just going to mix these together until it's really nice and smooth. Perfect. Now that's smooth, you're going to add in your Oreo cream from earlier and just stir this in until it's fully combined. You could leave the cream out if you wanted to, as it just adds a bit of extra sweetness, as we're not adding any extra sugar. Perfect, so that is our cake batter done. Now I'm going to transfer it into an 8-inch square tin. I'm going to quickly show you how I line my tins. For those of you who have been here before, you know the drill. So I have 2 tins of the same size. Pour your baking paper over the top, grab your other tin and press down, and then just crease the edges around. Ta-da! And it shouldn't move from there. I'm just going to pour our cake batter into our tin. As you can see, it's a really runny cake batter. That's exactly how it should be. One thing I wouldn't recommend with this cake batter is using something like a springform tin or a loose bottom tin, because it can actually seep out because it is so thin. Now you're gonna bake this in the oven at 180 degrees C, 160 degrees if you have a fan oven, for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out with just a few moist crumbs on. You can actually bake this cake in the microwave as well. You would just need to use a silicone dish or something that's microwavable, not tin like this. We'll be back. Our cake is fully cooked now. I'm just letting it cool there at the back. So while it's cooling down, I'm gonna make our cream cheese frosting. For the frosting, you need butter. I tend to use unsalted butter for most frostings, cream cheese, icing sugar or powdered sugar, and vanilla extract. I'd also recommend that you use an electric whisk for this, because it's just gonna make it quicker and easier. So in goes your butter. This should be softened to room temperature. It's just gonna help it whisk more easily. In goes the cream cheese, again, room temperature. In goes the vanilla. And I'm just gonna beat those together. There we go, that's nice and smooth. I don't know why I used a bowl this big, to be totally honest. I overestimated the amount of icing that I was gonna have. In goes the icing sugar. And then again, just whisk until fully combined. Now, as soon as our cake is cool enough, I'm gonna spread the icing on the top. Our cake is now cooled, so this is what it should look like. It's actually still a tiny bit warm, so if our icing melts on top, I have no one to blame but myself. But let's scoop it on, so it should be nice and thick. I love cream cheese frosting. To be fair, I like every frosting. I'm just gonna smooth that out to the edges. So if you didn't want to do a cream cheese frosting, you could always use something like Nutella on the top, or you could do a simple glaze or a chocolate ganache, or just chocolate. You could just like pour melted chocolate over it if you wanted. The world is your oyster. So I'm just kind of fluffing up the top a little bit by drawing little S's with the back of a spoon. Beautiful. And now I've actually saved a few tablespoons of Oreo crumbs, and I'm just gonna sprinkle these over the top. Again, this is totally optional. I just think it makes it look pretty and even more Oreo-y. Okay, that is looking perfect. So let's cut it up and let's do a taste test. Oh my gosh, that looks so moist. I'm so excited to try this. Oh my gosh, wow. That is incredible. It tastes so Oreo-y. It's so moist and it's still a tiny bit warm and it's soft, and the cream cheese icing just complements it perfectly. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section which recipe you'd like me to make next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!